Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a hero kind of combo tutorial using the new hero cards, well, relevant hero cards. There were two of them just revealed today from Burst of Destiny. Both are Destiny hero monsters and both of them are just extremely good for the deck, specifically synergizing with Fusion Destiny. So we're going to be using that as today's starter. Originally, Fusion Destiny just ended on an extremely lackluster board. It was like dystopia plus a couple extra bodies pass. It was pretty sad. But with the new Phoenix Enforcer, we've got better disruption. The new Denier card gets you better extension and recursion. It's just absolutely insane. I'll just go over the full combo now. We start with our Fusion Destiny. This is just a hypothetical hand. You can hard draw disruption like Mask Change, Solemn Judgment, Droll, stuff like that, hand traps, whatever you want. So you're going to go ahead and use Denier and Malicious, both of them, to fusion summon the Phoenix Destroyer. So what this new fusion is, it needs a level 6 or higher hero plus any Destiny hero. And since it needs a level 6 or higher hero, you can use any of your hero fusions or even Honest Neos if you have it in your hand. Although probably the best one for it is Absolute Zero. If you can get it on your field, maybe you can make it turn 3. But it has a lot of pretty decent effects. First off, all monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each hero card in your graveyard, and you usually have like 4 to 5, so everything they control just lose 1000 attack, so it's extremely difficult to beat over. And it's a Trident basically. You pop one card you control and one card on the field. And it can also pop itself, and if it does pop itself, then that's where its final effect comes in, where if it's destroyed by battle card effect, you can summon a Destiny hero monster during your next standby phase. And all of those effects are extremely good. Phoenix Forcer doesn't have to destroy itself, so you can just destroy something else on your field, maybe an Absolute Zero, for example. It's just pretty strong overall as disruption. You can use it on both your opponent's turn and your turn, and then when you use it on your turn during the draw phase, you can still get its floating effect immediately during the standby phase. So it's basically just 2 pops. But enough about that card. Now we are going to go ahead and use Malicious, and now we're going to use a new card, Destiny Hero Denier. This is another extremely strong card. First off, if it's in the graveyard and you control a Destiny Hero monster, or there's a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, and that is a hard once per duel. That's just and I think it's like balanced enough to be at a hard once per duel, because if it was just once per turn, it would be absolutely bonkers. And when it is normal special summon, you can take one of your Destiny Hero monsters that are banished in your graveyard or in your deck and place them on top of your deck. So it just basically reads, if this card is summoned, put a banished Malicious back into your deck. That's all it says. And that is so good, but since it basically just says, Malicious is at 4 now, be happy. So you're going to go ahead, summon dude, put the Malicious back into your deck, and on top of that it's an extender too. So you can now, you have the enough body to link into Cross Crusader. You're going to use Crusader, summon back Mali, use its second effect, tribute off the Mali, search a Vion. Stratos isn't that good of a starter, as I said. Just consider all of these 4 cards as blanks. Just ignore them. So now, our Vion, Stratos is not that great since you don't have extra cards in the case of needing a Faris. So Vion is probably the best turn if it's just a 1 card. Vion will normal himself, dump Shadow Mist, grab a Liquid Soldier. A Liquid Soldier draw 2 is extremely important. I've done a hero deck guide before, and well, a lot of your mainline disruption is coming from Liquid Soldier draw 2, since the deck isn't that great at putting up disruption. It just puts up sticky board that's not that easy to deal with, especially with Phoenix Enforcer. Now it's going to be a lot more difficult, and you have a lot easier access to disruption. So now you're going to go ahead, grab Liquid Soldier, banish a Shadow Mist in your graveyard for Vion's second effect, grab a Poly, we'll link off into a Dread Decimator. Wrong EMZ, it's supposed to be in this EMZ. Give the Phoenix Enforcer some extra attack. It's not that relevant, but you know, it's just another body. You're gonna go ahead, banish Mali for another Mali, and then fuse the Mali and the Liquid Soldier in your hand to go into a copy of Escurdao. This would have been an absolute 0 if Fusion Destiny did not lock us into Dark Heroes specifically. But it's fine. It's screwed out. It's the most generic Omni hero, I guess. So you kind of have to play it. It's still really good since either way you are using the Liquid Soldier for a fusion summon, which will allow you to use effect to draw to. Yup, Pot of Greed. The Pot of Greed effect is really strong, and if you haven't drawn into Disruption already in your opening hand, I kind of just made it so I didn't draw into Disruption no matter what. You have another draw to draw into more Disruption, and basically you have a 90+% chance of drawing it. I kind of just tailored my hand so I didn't draw any in my opening hand, but you still have a pretty decent chance of drawing those disruptions off of these two draws. We discard one and we're back to 5 cards in your hand, and we have some extra cards on our field so too. So we've gone +3 with Phoenix Enforcer being able to go into follow-up during our next turn. So like we'll run lots of good disruption cards, Droll Lockbird, Mask Change, Solemn Judgment. Any of these cards would be extremely solid. And it's kind of unfortunate I didn't draw into any of them, but I did draw into an Ash at the very least, so that it is a disruption, I guess. Ash plus double pop is pretty strong since double more than 2 interruptions, not a lot of decks can deal with it for some reason. So Phoenix Enforcer can kind of screw over some backward decks since just the ability to single-handedly get rid of 2 of their cards is extremely strong, so that can be good in certain matchups. Judgment, Mask Change for Dark Law obviously, and you know, Droll is Droll. So in total you've got a 90% plus chance of getting a disruption in one of these, and you also have the Phoenix Enforcer double pop, which is extremely strong, not to mention you have draw 2, so you're back to hand neutral, and during your next standby phase, Phoenix Enforcer's floating effect will trigger, allowing you to summon a Denier from your graveyard, and then this Denier will summon itself, and then you can put back a Mali, you can banish Mali for Mali, and just like that you have Cross Crusader set up again, and then Cross Crusader to another search. It's just absolutely insane. You've got so much follow-up, and as you all know, heroes can absolutely obliterate boards by itself. So you could probably just go for stronger end board plays, but I personally feel like those end board plays specifically are pretty neggy, and they involve a good amount of cards. So I'm just going for this right now. This is kind of the main like combo that I'm going to use. Just a quick deck profile for now, and this is kind of how it looks like. I have done, as I said, a hero deck guide. If you want to go over the card by card and like learn why I run every single card I do check it out in the top right eye. But overall I feel it's a pretty strong deck, and it's going to get better with the new cards. It won't get like broken, it'll like change tiers better, but it'll still be a pretty nice buff, and it will just make games a lot easier for heroes specifically. Dark Law just wins games by itself. You've got like board breaking abilities. Now with Liquid Soldier you can somewhat grind, and grinding is very important in today's day and age with how much you need to recover and how many board breakers exist. So that is kind of the full deck and combo. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.